pills and mama told me don't get caught in the moment. Shawty know that she got what I want, and I'ma go in these bars over like I wanted, I promise.
Alright, so I decided to make a video on this replay because I just played it and it shows me pretty much playing through Nibiru right now, and pretty much with standard combo as well. Like, I don't have anything too crazy. I have maybe one extra extender, I guess, but even then, like, I'm still just doing normal combo and I'm still playing through Nibiru. So I want to show you guys how to do it. So I had the two searchers, so I search both Alpha and Benton, then I Nova into Zeta, then I do standard combo, tribute, get both, right? And then, so yeah, add normal play. This is all standard play. So right here, once I went into Beta Fafnir, he has two hand traps right here. One's irrelevant, but one is Nibiru. And right here is Nibiru is me, right? So this is actually a pretty solid time Nibiru, right? If I don't have any other extender in my hand, I'm dead. So I don't really have anything crazy either, right? But Nibiru doesn't negate my Herald, so I can Herald into the search into the other ritual spell, which does come in handy, right? I have Gamma because I sent it with Beta Fafnir. I summon two, then I Benton, get Herald right here. He's scared here, obviously, that I have Herald, right? So right here, I try to go into my my rank 6 play here because I have two Bentons in the graveyard. The only issue is I can't get another ritual spell, or I don't have another Drytron to get my ritual spell back in my hand to summon Herald, right? So I have to go to two Bentons right here, ritual summon both, so I can go into Beatrice. And then once I go into Beatrice, I send the last target, and I use this to pretty much get me my play. So I tribute the Herald, get him. I don't have the card in hand to draw. I used him, though, so I can get the spell card. And then I use the backup Union Carrier combo right here to go into Union Carrier. And then once I go into Union Carrier, I send Ava, use Union Carrier right now, so I can go into Herald of Ultimateness, and then I activate Ava's to get two. Then on their turn, I'm going to use Beatrice to get another Ava and get two more negates. So even through Nibiru, and not even a crazy hand, you can still get 4 negates. That's why this deck is actually crazy. And right here, this guy scoops, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he scoops right here because even after all that, I still have 4 negates. So yeah, just a little quick game I wanted to show you guys because this deck is really good. I can put up 4 negates through Nibiru. Alright, so this is a replay that I wanted to show because it shows me playing through an Imperm and like a second round or third round play after Forbidden Droplet. My hand here is honestly kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's this deck is more so if you have a lot of Drytrons, you're going to do well, right? And it's like you could still function with like kind of like a mixture of fairies and Drytrons. So, but this I have 4 Drytron pretty much in my hand. So I still just want to start off with my basic combo, right? Because if I have basic combo, I want to do it because I want to bait out any hand trap that they have, right? So if they had Ash, and if they pretty much negated any of the Alpha or Zetas, I still would have been able to keep playing. So that's why I do use those first, right? And here makes a good imperm, right? He imperms my Herald. It's a 50-50 because if I don't have the other fairies in my deck, in my hand, it's kind of tough, but it's always good to imperm the Herald because then I can't make the rank 6 Beatrice. But my hand was just pretty good, so I just made like an insane board. And then normally, like, if people see you continuing just like to do stuff, actually here I wanted to kind of highlight what I just did right here. So I summoned Delta and revealed my my ritual spell to get a draw. I think I do Herald, so it's just an extra card. And then I ritual summon Benton right here. So now my next play, I can use it to get my ritual spell back. And now I dealt a Gamma, tribute the Benton that I just ritual summoned. So I get the 2 on the board and a plus to my Herald, right? So that was a pretty soft play. Then, when are you going to see this? I go 4 into Appaloosa right here. So I have a 4 material Appaloosa, right? And I still have the ritual summon into a Herald because of the Delta or the Beta Fafnir's material. So look at this. All right, through Imperm, I have a 4 negate Appaloosa and a 3 negate essentially because once I send this, I banish 2 and get an extra 2. So I have 3 negate Herald, 4 negate Appaloosa off of still through an imperm. Now, but watch this, right? So he's obviously down card, but he forbidden droplet, so he has to pitch 2. I can't respond to anything. So here's the play, right? Forbidden droplet, you can't respond to the forbidden droplet itself, so you can't negate droplet, obviously, right? But you can still activate your effects, and obviously Herald's effect is a cost, right? So I pitch Ava for cost, right? It doesn't negate it because obviously it's negated, but now I can use Ava's effect right here to get Herald of Orange Light and another, obviously. So that way I have a monster negate, right? So he used this effect to pitch, and I just negate it and destroy, and he's pretty much screwed, right? So even through Imperm and a Droplet, I still can negate and pretty much stop his plays, right? Because the Droplet, and he obviously is just going to attack over my Ballista, so I don't have 4 negates, right? And then at this point, I have all the Drytrons in my graveyard, right? I drew this, but this doesn't matter. All right, he tries to activate something, but just so I have peace of mind, I just negate it, right? I can draw and get stuff back anyway, so it's not a big deal. I don't want to have any shenanigans or anything, right? I Gamma tribute the Herald because there's no effects he has left, right? I'll bring Herald back later. Ritual spell to bring it back. Alpha tribute search Spenton. Zeta tribute Benton. Search ritual spell. Oh, also one thing, I don't think if you guys caught it, but because I had all of the 4 Drytrons in my my hand, the Drytron or the card that I sent with Beta Fafnir was this guy, just so I can have him in the graveyard, right? So then I use the search tribute. I used him, so I get a draw, right? I was hoping to get like maybe a fairy. I didn't, right? It's not a big deal. I get Ava, so I can have an extra search after. So I have 2 negates pretty much. Then I just do standard right here. You know, here I use Cyber Emergency here so I can add Alpha, just so when I ritual summon right here with for Herald, I don't have to use any monster on the field, and I can just use the card in my hand. Because I mean, I can't use Alpha because I already used it this turn, right? But at least I can use it for tribute fodder. Here, I messed up. It's not a huge deal because, but I had lethal because I could have went into Phoenix, and then I don't need to destroy pop a card or anything, but I could just went to Phoenix, and had 1100 more damage. And if you look right here, I'm actually was 1,000 off killing him. It doesn't matter. He has 1 card, and I have 2 negates with Herald, and I can send something back. So it wasn't a big deal. But don't be stupid like me and actually calculate game. But yeah, that's how you pretty much play. It's tough because obviously they can droplet you, and then you can't do anything. But you still maybe have 1 or 2 monster negates with your Herald of Orange Lights, and even if you like, let's say you don't, or like they can still play through that, like they're using a lot of material because they have to negate 2 things, right? So they have to negate your Appaloosa and your Herald if you can make it. So they have to discard 2 things, right? And if they discard 2 things, they're gonna have pretty much 3 cards less, especially if they hand trap you first turn, right? So like if they hand trap you first turn, they're playing with 5 cards. They drop it, they're gonna be playing with 3 cards. They're playing with 2 cards, right? If they have graveyard effects, maybe, but like it's tough to play against this deck because even the power cards demand something, and a lot of decks just don't have the resources to pretty much just like only Tri Brigade can really do anything because they have 1 card combos. But even then, like you're just kind of like it's recursion versus recursion. If you have a good enough hand like this, like here, if I went against Tri Brigade, I probably still could have won because I just had the world. So yeah, that's how you play through 1 interruption and then like a droplet. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to show off pretty much Cyber Angel Natasha and just how like amazing she was. So like I went second first of all, and my hand is awful, right? I had 1 going second card, so at least like I can maybe break a board if I draw something good, but my hand isn't very good. Like maybe if I get lucky draws, but it looks like they didn't have anything crazy. I know this card is like the thing that confusion, so it's nothing crazy, right? And he has droplet as well, so. My only play was with the Diner Herald to actually get the ritual spell and actually do something, but he stopped that. I mean, so I can't do anything this turn. At the very least, I was able to do this, right? And then I got lucky, got this, and I was like, okay, we're set for greatness right now. And then so I started doing my plays, right? Everything was fine. Going to Beta Fafnir. I send Zeta. It's either Zeta or Gamma here, but I send Zeta so I can get so I can actually get the ritual spell, right? I add the ritual spell, then I use this, and then he Nibiru's me, right? So it's like, man, and he called by the graves my Benton. So not only does he wipe my board, he doesn't even let me get my search off of Benton. So I pretty much have 3 dead cards in my hand, right? And then like at least I have a droplet that can stop something, right? And the droplet does come in handy. But even this like token, like because all my defenses are really weak, I don't even have anything like I don't have any good defenses, right? But I mean off top deck, not like Shadalls are gonna get a crazy top deck. Right here. So he has this is the trap actually. The trap that lets him summon into Winda, right? So that's why droplet's really nice here. Right. So I activate this, pitch the Herald to summon to add Benton. Right. I think here is when he flips, and I'm like, that's fine. Right. He banishes to get Winda out, and I'm just like, sorry, buddy, that's not gonna fly with me. So I use droplet, negate the Winda, so I can continue my plays. And now I have 1,000 plays here, and I just kind of wanted to show off Cyber and Angel Natasha right here because I already had her in the grave and everything. So it was very excessive. I could have done a bunch of other things, maybe one a little bit quicker, one a little bit more clean, but I wanted to kind of assert dominance, especially against this guy, because I wanted to show him that like it doesn't matter because my hand's too good, my deck's too good. Drytron best deck. So I do my regular rank 6 play with Benton, right? What do I send here? Oh, I misplayed it earlier, right? So it's not this big deal, but so when I went into the Herald, Diviner of Herald, I sent Arc Herald Light, but I didn't have any targets, right? So I had all the Bentons are here, like one's here, one is in here, and one's in my grave already. And all the ritual spells were already in my hand to begin with, or ritual cards, and the spells as I searched them. So I had no more targets to actually search with Herald, right? So my better play would have been to go into to send this to pop like Nibiru or something, right? Just in case I couldn't get over it. Like maybe had like a stopper or something. But it's not a huge deal because I dealt with everything, right? So I use Beatrice to send Gamma, activate this to get him, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna be fun. So I ritual summon Natasha, right? And I'm just like, all right, this is going to be extremely fun, right? So here, always remember to activate Natasha's effect to get the life points, right? Some good life points, right? So here I use Gamma instead of using Natasha, like instead of just like link summoning, I use Gamma to pop my Natasha to get her back in the graveyard, right? And then I still get a +1, right? So here I ritual summon one of my Drytrons for Herald, right? I don't even have a target. I don't have like a negate for Herald. I just, maybe scaring him, right? So I go into Phoenix to clear my board. Then now I use Natasha. Natasha, if you don't know what Natasha does, okay? So Natasha is pretty much, you can ritual summon blood once per turn, target a face-up monster you control, gain life points. That's the normal effect, right? Then it has the graveyard effect, right? So if it's in the graveyard, you can banish one Cyber Angel monster from your graveyard, target opponent you control, special summon this card, and then take control of the monster, right? It doesn't say it here, so you can't just pitch it and then use the effect. You have to ritual summon the monster first. All ritual monsters need have the effect where in order for any of their effects to activate, you need to successfully ritual summon them first, right? So that's why you need ritual summon Natasha first. If you didn't have to, she'd be banned, broken, like it'd be over, right? So I already used I have 2 banished because he banished 1 obviously, right? So I use this, take Nibiru, right? Get the life points, right? I go into Unicorn, and then here obviously I can win, right? I can link summon into access code with his Nibiru and my Unicorn, pop this, attack for game, right? But I decided I'm going to be fun, right? So I'm gonna send my Unicorn and my Beatrice, because my Beatrice was gonna give me if anything happened, my Beatrice was gonna give me an Ava next turn, so I can get 2 negates for my Herald. But I said screw it, right? Because Benton was attached to Beatrice, I needed the Benton in the graveyard, so I sent Beatrice, right? I went to access code, right? I don't even pop anything with access code. I get the attack points, obviously, right? Then I use Natasha's effect again to steal the window, and then I just battle phase attack for game, right? And this is funny, right? Because like this honestly might be a rare because now I have the window forever, and they can only special summon once per turn, right? That's the It can't be destroyed by card effects, and each player can only special summon once per turn, right? So I don't have a negate, but they can only special summon once per turn, and they only have one card, so I mean, it didn't really matter. But yeah, so I wanted to showcase like the last thing of this deck that I didn't go over because I didn't want my regular deck profile to be like 40 minutes long because I have like 6 games in there. So I went through in this video. I went through how to play through Nibiru, how to play through Nibiru and or like Nibiru, and then like late game Natasha plays. I went into how to play through Impermanent Droplet, right? So like I went through a lot of things and just pretty much show you guys how this deck works. You pretty much have like creative combos that you can do anything with, right? You have OTK with Access Code and Draconoid. You have pretty much anything you want to do with this deck is possible. You have the Zeus plays, right? I didn't even show the Zeus plays, but I mean the Zeus plays is just like a failsafe. You have the backup Union Carrier plays. You have the standard 4 negate plays, the Appaloosa plays. Like you have everything in this deck, right? So I just kind of want to show it off. And like I mean, this deck is probably gonna get hit when the next ban list comes out. There's no doubt. But I mean, if you want to actually like play a good deck, I would really recommend this deck because this deck is just amazing.